beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. I need to give you an update on my surgery and my post follow-up visit to the surgeon and how I'm doing now. Alright, so let's start from the beginning. Not the very beginning, but I will tell you that on 6/19/2025, they found a 1.4 centimeter irregular mass and they confirmed it to be positive for cancer. All right. And now we all know the rest of that story. I had surgery on the 5th. What they ended up doing in surgery was they removed the mass, which was a half an inch in size. 1.4 centimeters is about a half an inch. Um, they took 3 lymph nodes. Now, I gotta say, surgery was a little harder than anticipated. Okay, it really was. Pain wise, they sent me home with pain pills, which I took them. Now, I'm usually good with pain. I don't usually take pain pills or none of that. So that's how I knew that the surgery was a little harder than anticipated. Thankfully, my friend Michelle went with me. Shout out to Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. She was a godsend per usual. Very helpful with me. We showed up at the hospital. I forget what time we showed up. Guess about 7:30, and they had me wipe myself down with these antiseptic, I had 6 antiseptic cloths to wipe each arm, each leg, my back, and my front. Okay. Then they had me brush my teeth with this antiseptic solution. They had me scrub my tongue with an antiseptic solution, and they had me put these little things in my nostrils. They were cleaning my nostrils, right? So I had an antiseptic solution that I had to put in my nostrils. So, okay, fine. Um, all ready for surgery. What I didn't expect was to go down to nuclear medicine. For some reason, either they forgot to tell me that or maybe they told me that and I forgot. So poor Michelle had to wait upstairs for me for an hour while I was down in nuclear medicine. And what they did in nuclear medicine was a doctor came in and injected this dye into my breast. Then I had to sit there and massage it for 10 minutes, massage my breast and my axilla, right axilla, for like 10 minutes to make sure the dye got soaked in there. Then they took pictures. They took 3 sets of 6 pictures for the physician, for the surgeon upstairs. Now, and this was making me nervous because I'm a little claustrophobic, I think, because you got to go in those long tubes. They got to take pictures of your breast and under your arm, and the whole thing's just unnerving. Just unnerving. I have to pee. Of course, it's you had to hold it. It was just unnerving. But anyway, I finally make it back upstairs, and there is Michelle, waiting for me. I did take a couple of pictures, so here I am with Michelle, all ready and set to go to surgery. Nuclear medicine is done. What they did not tell me is that I was going to pee blue. I was going to pee Smurf blue for a couple days. They didn't tell me that. Would have been nice to know. Anyway, I'm alive. It was just surprising. that when I went to the bathroom, because remember I said I had to go to the bathroom, I had to go to the bathroom. Well, I finally went to the bathroom at the hospital, and I thought it was toilet bowl cleaner. Me and Michelle weren't quite sure what that was, whether that came out of me or it was toilet bowl cleaner. And then we realized it was coming out of me. And then I came home and I still peed blue, like I said, for a couple days. So I have the report right in front of me. Okay? So I just want you to realize I have been taking ivermectin. If you take ivermectin and fenbenzole, um, it's supposed to help with cancer. So yes, I have been taking ivermectin. How did I get a hold of ivermectin? You go to your local tractor place and you get ivermectin horse feed. It's called Horse Health. So yeah, I've been taking ivermectin that is meant to kill parasites in horses. I've been taking like a half an inch every 2 or 3 days. You, I don't, yes, I'm self-medicating because I read that article on social media somewhere, ivermectin and fenbenzole, and you could find. I'm not advocating this at all. Take at your own risk. I'm taking it, and you can find ivermectin in your horse medication and also in your dog's heartworm medication. But unless you know what you're really doing, guys, I am a former nurse, so I had to do the pharmacological math. So unless you know what you're really doing, take at your own risk. I do not recommend it for you because you may or may not know what you're doing. Take at your own risk. Ivermectin and fenbenzole is used to treat cancer, but it is not approved in the United States. It's not approved in the UK. So, take it at your own risk. I'm only telling you this that I'm taking it because July 19th, they found a 1.4 centimeter mass. Okay? Fast forward to September 5th, 2025, and the doctor removed a zero point 0.4 centimeter mass. So it obviously shrunk. Where it went, I don't know. Who gets the credit? I don't know. Now, I tried to talk to the doctors about this. I tried to talk to the oncologist about this, and she was dismissive. She said, "You're the second person that asked about this today." That's what my oncologist said. I tried to talk to this surgeon about this, and she told me, look, 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 look. The important thing is focus on the fact that you are cancer free. She didn't want to talk about it. Okay? Now, granted, these, big time professionals, and they're both very good doctors. Okay? They're both very good doctors, top of the line in their field. They don't want to lose their license at this point. They don't want anything controversial, right? I mean, and if I were them, I would do the same thing too. Look, don't start this. I'm at the end of my career here. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is, this is the truth. 1.4 centimeter mass found in July. Patient goes to store, gets ivermectin, Horse Health, begins to take it. September, gets surgery, 0.4 centimeter mass removed. So, hey, if it works for me, I'm going to continue to do it. I take a half inch every 2 or 3 days, and I'm going to continue to do that. All right, I've been praying about it. If it works, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take it as a preventative too. Ivermectin is an anti-parasitic, right? So I'm I'm going to continue to do that. All right, but let me read the report to you. Okay, listen to this. Surgical pathology report. Right axillary sentinel lymph node was removed. No evidence of metastatic carcinoma. This means that the cancer uh, did not involve the sentinel node. Remember what I told you? What the sentinel node was? It was like the queen bee of lymph nodes. So no evidence of carcinoma. Right axillary sentinel node 2. No evidence of metastatic carcinoma. Right axillary sentinel lymph node 3. No evidence of metastatic carcinoma. Right breast mass. Invasive carcinoma of no special type, ductal. Nottingham grade 2. Remember what I told you. The grade depends on the size, and the stage depends on where it metastasized. So there's no evidence of lymph node involvement. So at this point, I have grade 2 because of the size. It was a half-inch tumor, right? When they originally found it. So they gave me grade 2, stage 1A. Very, 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 very good prognosis. But this is the part. It says the invasive tumor measures 0.4 centimeters in greatest dimension on the slides. Interesting, because in July it measured 1.4 centimeters. So it definitely shrunk. I tried to ask the doctor about it. I said, why did it shrink? Where did it go? What happened? And she had a student with her, and she said, listen, let's not do a quiz, because I was joking around about doing quizzes. She said, let's not do a quiz. The important thing is to focus on the fact that I'm cancer free. She had a student with her, so I don't feel that she could talk and be as friendly and as open. And last time we talked for 2 hours. This time we talked for maybe 5-10 minutes. So quite a big difference when you have a student with you. The other thing is too, I might write the surgeon a note. She asked me if it was okay if I had a student with her, and it was a young male student. And she asked me if it was okay if I had a student with her. And by this point, he was already in the room. He already saw my exposed breast. I mean, I was sitting there with my bra almost off, my shirt off. What am I going to say? No? I mean, who cares at this point? He's already seen everything. But the reason it took me so long to go to the gynecologist, the reason it took me so long and I never had a mastectomy is because I have been abused, sexually abused in my past. So, and I told them I had issues. I told the gynecologist I had issues. I told the surgeon I had issues. But I guess they don't take your issues seriously. So, um, was it okay that I had a young male student? No, it wasn't okay for me. And, I don't mean to be crying. I don't, this is coming out of nowhere. Um, anyway, so I might write her a letter and ask her to ask before she brings the student in the room. I mean, if it was a girl student, that would have been one thing. But it was a young, handsome young man. And, for handsome as far as young people go, I like them older. But I mean, no, I kind of felt violated. And this is why I don't go. This is why I don't go to gynecologists and get a mastectomy and get a colonoscopy. I mean, guys, shit. Anyway, so no, Doc, it wasn't alright. But at that point, it was too late, and I didn't want to be rude and make a scene. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm never going to get breast surgery again. Just like I'm never going to the gynecologist again. I don't know. I need to, well, this is why I go to therapy. This is why I'm still dealing with those issues. Anyway. Alright. Sorry. I'm going to keep rolling with this video because this is a diary of my life. Okay, so a significant component of low-grade ductal carcinoma in situ is noted. The tumor does not involve the inked margin of the excisions. The inked margin of the incisions. They inked it, a while back, to get ready for surgery. That's what I'm saying. The tumor shrunk, but she didn't want to address it. So ivermectin and fenbenzol does work, but I am not going to tell you to take it. I'm just saying that there is proof that it works, but no one wants to hear it. E. Posterior margin from right breast excision. No tumor seen. F. Superior margin from right breast. Oh, that was posterior margin. This is superior margin. Okay, so posterior means back. No tumor seen. So she took it out. And this is the findings. Superior means front. Margin from the right breast excision. No tumor seen. Medial margin from the right breast excision. That means middle. No tumor seen. Inferior margin from the right breast excision. Turn page. No tumor seen. Superior means, inferior means bottom. Lateral means side. Margin from the right breast, no tumor seen. Breast invasive carcinoma resection. Okay, blah, 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 blah. They just go on and on and on and on and on and tell you how they dissected it. And then they give you a gross description, which, all boring stuff. All boring stuff. Yeah, they get all boring stuff. The bottom line is no lymph node involvement. They took the mass out. So at this point, I am cancer free. Hallelujah, praise the Lord. Okay, so I said to the doctor, if I was cancer free, because they still want to give me 21 bouts of radiation. 21 rounds of radiation. So I said to the doctor, if I'm cancer free, why are you killing my good cells? Like, you're talking to someone who, didn't get any COVID vaccine, doesn't take pneumonia, flu, no vaccine shots. I'm perfectly healthy. I'm relatively healthy, right? Why would you start killing? This is what I told her. Why would you start killing good cells? And she told me because it's protocol. Because it's protocol. Okay, it's protocol. Now, I hate to argue with a renowned surgeon. She really is good. I did some, checking on her. I don't know how I ended up with her. I am blessed to have her. And she's really nice. But she said it's protocol. So, I don't know, guys. 21 rounds of radiation. Nah. I don't think so. The other reason too is she said because, and I do agree with her on this. It's microscopic. They want to make sure they got all the cancer. You can't see all the cells because they're so minute. I agree with that. But let's see how my radiation goes. I'm going to, as long as I'm fine with it, as long as, maybe a little skin burning, okay, but if I start getting too tired or any other things, now Michelle keeps reassuring me that, all I'm going to do is get tired. So I'm trusting Michelle, but Michelle is my friend. She probably doesn't remember, or just in case she's shielding me from the truth. I don't know. But at this point in my life, I want quality of life, not quantity. I've always said that. I want quality life, not quantity. Because when you die, we go to heaven. So I could care less when I die. But I want to live a good life, a good, giving, happy, as happy as I can make it now, life, right? And, when you start killing your body with radiation and chemo, so I'm going to listen to the advice of my former breast cancer survivor friends. I'm going to do a lot of praying, but hopefully I won't have any side effects from the radiation. Because the minute I start having side effects and I can't handle those side effects, right? Because, I can handle pain pretty good. I can go through rough patches pretty good if I have the support of others. And one thing this has taught me is this breast cancer journey has taught me that I am not alone, that people love me. A lot of people love me. I mean, this journey is like, how when you go to a funeral, everybody gives you flowers and tells you how wonderful you were? Well, this breast cancer journey is like that. Everybody, brought me groceries, brought me dinners, brought me gifts, and told me how wonderful I was. So this breast cancer journey has really been a blessing for me. A lot of people love me, and I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that because of my um, upbringing, and I just thought I was alone. I am not alone, and life is good. So this breast cancer journey, this breast cancer has really been a blessing because my YouTube subscribers, friends, supporters, you all have been a blessing to me too. And what makes me happy is you have been supporting me so that I can make cards for the Breast Cancer Center so that I can do good for people in the aftermath of adversity. See, when I'm down and out, when bad things are happening to me, I like to take that lemon and make lemonade. And the surgeon did thank me very much, by the way, for the cards that I made and the keychains that we bought in there. So special shout out to everyone who is supporting Crafts for Hope, because I, always let them know that you donated the keychains. You gave me the material to make the cards, and you know, just God bless the supporters. So thank you very much for that. They are really loving those cards and donations that I take to the cancer center, because you know what? They just don't put it in the gift bag. They give it to people in the hospitals. I thought that was so sweet. So it's really being put to good use. So thank you so much. Shout out to you who are making that possible. I just sit here and make the cards for hours and hours in the middle of the night, but that's fun for me. And and so we're making a lot of people happy. So if I sit here and cry for 2 or 3 minutes, that's okay. Because look how many people we're putting smiles on their faces. Look how many people we're helping to smile. So, a tear here or there for me is nothing if I can give you a hug and make you smile. That's the whole reason I was a very good nurse because of that, too. Um, I just love to make people happy. Anyway, sorry for the tears today, but that's what it says. Sometimes I laugh, sometimes I cry. So keep me in your prayers. Uh, Today's Thursday, the 18th of September, and I go tomorrow to get a colonoscopy, guys, because it would stand to reason if you got uh, polyps in your cervix and you got a mass in your breast, you probably have bumps up your butt. So I'm just doing that to get that checked out. So keep me in your prayers. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.
Jesus is the healer, standing by my side.